slumber, snooze, early bird, night owl, jet lag, insomnia, nightmare, narcolepsy, sleep deprivation, REM sleep, sleepwalking, somnambulism, dreamland, drowsy, groggy, crash out, doze off, nod off, drift off, drop off, lie in, sleep in, stay up, turn in, "40 winks", dead to the world, hit the sack, not sleep a wink, out like a light, sleep like a log, sleep like a baby, toss and turn, burn the midnight oil, Catch some Z's.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you're aiming to get your English beyond just the basics, well, today we're jumping right into the language of sleep. We're not just listing definitions. We want to explore how native speakers actually use all these words, formal stuff, everyday phrasal verbs, those colorful idioms.
Exactly. It's all about how we talk about this, fundamental part of life.
Our goal really is to help you discuss sleep with a bit more, well, nuance and maybe even some flair.
And it's fascinating, isn't it? The sheer range of expressions we have. It often tells a story, like, about our habits or even our struggles with rest.
Okay, so let's think about different situations. You might need something formal sometimes.
Sure. Like in a medical context, maybe?
Right, you might read about a patient experiencing slumber. Sounds quite serious, almost poetic.
It does. But then you'd probably tell a friend you only grabbed, 40 winks on the bus home? Much more casual.
Totally different vibe. It's all about that context, isn't it?
Absolutely. And even for short rests, doze versus snooze, they feel different. Well, if you doze during a meeting, it's probably light, maybe accidental. You just sort of nod it off.
Okay. Yeah.
But hitting snooze on your alarm, that's very much intentional. You're choosing a few more minutes.
Right, choosing denial, maybe. Okay, what about actually falling asleep? That seems to have a lot of expressions.
Oh, definitely. You might just drop off really quickly after a tiring day.
Or perhaps, if you're relaxed, you drift off more gently.
Yeah, peacefully.
Right.
But then there's that feeling when you're utterly exhausted.
Like you just crash out.
Exactly. You just collapse into sleep. We've all been there.
And that idiom, out like a light, for sudden sleep.
Yeah, instant sleep. It's great how these capture the feeling, the speed of it all.
It really is.
What?
Okay, let's shift to habits and maybe problems. Weekends, for example. I love to sleep in.
Me too. Or you might hear lie in, especially in British English. Same idea, staying in bed longer.
But it's not always easy for everyone, is it? Some people really struggle.
Right. You have conditions like insomnia, the difficulty falling or staying asleep. It's quite common, unfortunately.
And less common, but quite serious, things like narcolepsy.
Yes, where someone might suddenly fall asleep or nod off during the day without meaning to.
And travel throws a spanner in the works, too. Jet lag. That awful groggy feeling.
Ugh, yes. And then there are things like nightmares, those bad dreams that interrupt sleep. We even have a word for sleepwalking.
It covers a lot of ground. What about the quality of sleep? That's huge.
Super important. We talk about REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. That's when we do most of our dreaming.
And if you don't get enough good quality sleep,
then you might face sleep deprivation, which, can affect everything, mood, concentration.
definitely. But on the flip side, a really good night.
You slept like a log. Deeply. Soundly.
Perfect. But what if it's the opposite? A bad night.
You might toss and turn all night. Can't get comfortable. Mind racing, maybe.
And if it's really bad,
You didn't sleep a wink. Not a single wink of sleep. Often because of worry or noise.
okay, last bit. We even use sleep metaphorically, right? Not literally sleeping.
Absolutely. Like saying it's time to hit the sack or turn in.
Just means go to bed. Pretty common ways to say it.
Very common. But if you're staying up late working or studying.
You're burning the midnight oil, working late into the night.
Exactly. And sometimes people talk about dreamland, not just for sleep, but like an imaginary ideal place.
Shows how deep these ideas run in the language.
It really does.
So you can hopefully see, listener, that talking about sleep in English involves this really rich vocabulary. It's not just one word fits all.
Not at all. It's about the context, the feeling, the type of sleep, the habits, all of it. These words add, real depth.
Which brings us to a thought for you.
Okay.
Considering all these different ways we've just talked about slumber, 40 winks, crashing out, sleeping like a log, how would you describe your own sleep routine in English? What words feel right for your experience?
That's a great question. It makes you think about applying this. Try to notice these words and phrases when you're listening or reading English.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way to not just learn their meaning, but really understand how they're used. It'll definitely add depth to your own communication.
For sure.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us today into the language of sleep.